Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. Today I'm going to talk about why the latest JavaScript frameworks are a waste of time. I know it's controversial, it's a topic that a lot of people would maybe debate, argue, or maybe have strong opinions. But the idea is to put forward some of the points that I have realized of late and that I want to share it with you to help you understand better. Let's get started. The first and foremost things. Let's be honest. As JavaScript developers, right, we are always obsessed about the new, shiny, a new bundler, new compiler, new meta framework, new routing. Some or the other thing is always happening in JavaScript world, which means there will be some or the other new framework, new bundler coming out every few months. That sounds having a great potential or exciting. But what we need to ask ourselves is, what am I actually gaining by switching frameworks every year? You might have heard about React, Angular, Solid, Silhouette, Vue. There are so many, right? Quick. So the question that you should ask yourself is, what am I actually gaining by switching frameworks every year? Now, for me, the way I look at it is another framework means another headache, right? So every time you jump on a new framework, you need to learn new component syntax. You need to figure out its state management, its routing, read the documentation, Google when you get errors, convince yourself or your team if they are actually bringing it. So now the question comes to what? Why do we need all this? To build the same UI components, to handle the same API calls, manage the same state that you were doing before? What exactly are we gaining with the new framework? Now, a lot of people give that this is a best framework kind of thing, right? So that statement, the best framework itself is a myth. Okay, you can love argue about which framework is best, which is good, which has what, which does not have, and all that. But having spent so many years, and if you notice my channel, I've covered a lot of frameworks, Angular, React, and all of that. Now I've come to realization that there is no best framework as such. It's only trade-offs, right? So if you compare the top leading frameworks, let's say React, it will give you a massive ecosystem but forces you to deal with complex rendering patterns. If you talk about Vue, it's very intuitive but gets opinionated, right? Same way with Solid, it gives you React like ergonomics with better performance but lacks ecosystem. Angular is a very powerful powerhouse. I love it personally. I've been doing it from Angular 2 onwards. Now it is on Angular 19. But it comes with a steep learning curve, right? So each one has its own trade-offs that you need to set. Now, frameworks will not make you a better developer. Okay, a lot of people have write to me in the comments, in the emails, that what actually makes you a better developer, right? So early on, I was lucky to start with vanilla JavaScript, which is native JavaScript, and I had strong core JavaScript understanding, right? The concepts, async, promises, closures, event loops, prototypes, classes, objects. Same way, I would say that if you want to become a better developer, get a good understanding of core JavaScript first. Then learn about the system design. How do you build? How do you scale applications? How do you keep performance in mind when you're writing code? The third is write maintainable code, right? It's very easy with, especially with ChatGPT, with Codium, with Tab9. You can easily get code which is already a well structured code. So always look at writing and writing maintainable code. And as a developer, I would always say keep your options open. Think beyond the front end. Talk about APIs, cloud deployment, CI/CD pipelines, databases, SecOps. All of these aspects will make you a better developer. Now, let's talk about reality check, right? If you go for job hunting today, Angular and React are two most dominant forces where you can find jobs, and it has respectable share, which means that when you are learning any of these frameworks like say React, Angular, I would say stick to learning React and Angular because they have a lot of jobs. You can build careers through it. The others are good for learning, they are niche, but at the end, when you talk about companies or projects, right, they need to have a framework which is stable, where you can maintain code base for long run, not just for joy or POC or something like that. Lastly, what you should be doing: stick to frameworks that are widely adopted. Okay, just stick to frameworks like React and Angular. Only switch when there is a real reason, like say Twitter. Say if somebody in Twitter or x.com says you that, oh, this is a new cool framework, try it out. Don't do that. Don't really switch just because somebody else is suggesting or proposing it. Focus on your core programming skills, not just syntax differences, right? Whenever you stick or pick a particular framework, make sure that you learn the fundamentals from core. That's what will keep you going for long run. Finally, try to build more, chase less. That means build more stuff with what you know. If you are learning Angular, if you are learning React, try to build more projects on it so you gain more expertise on it, rather than chasing 5 different frameworks and not able to build anything solid enterprise level with those frameworks. That's my honest take on it. Do let me know your thoughts and comments. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Do let me know what you think of new frameworks and what is your approach for it. I look forward to hearing from you. So please keep that comments coming. Thank you so much.